Have you ever felt like life's ups and downs can throw you off balance no matter how hard you try to stay centered? Imagine if there was a way to navigate every challenge life throws at you calmly, peacefully, and unaffected. Wouldn't that be life-changing? Well, in today's video, we're going to dive into 10 powerful Buddhist principles that can help you master your mind and emotions so that nothing can affect you. By the end of this video, you'll understand how these timeless teachings can lead you to inner peace, no matter what's happening in the outside world. So if you're ready to take control of your mind and emotions, let's get started. 1. The principle of impermanence, anicca. One of the core teachings of Buddhism is the concept of impermanence, or anicca. Nothing in life is permanent, everything changes. Whether it's joy, sadness, success, failure, or even relationships, everything is constantly in flux. The sooner you embrace this truth, the less power external circumstances will have over you. When you truly understand that everything is temporary, you stop clinging to the good moments and fearing the bad ones. You start seeing life as a continuous flow, where nothing is permanent, and therefore nothing should disturb your inner peace. Impermanence doesn't mean indifference, it means acceptance. When you accept that everything changes, you become flexible and resilient, and when you're flexible, you can't be broken by life's storms. 2. The principle of non-attachment, upadana. Closely tied to impermanence is the principle of non-attachment. In Buddhism, attachment is seen as one of the root causes of suffering. We cling to things, people, ideas, and outcomes, believing they'll bring us happiness. But when these things inevitably change or slip away, we're left devastated. Non-attachment doesn't mean you shouldn't love or care about anything. It means loving without possessing, caring without controlling. It's about engaging fully in life but without the constant fear of loss or disappointment. When you practice non-attachment, you stop letting external situations dictate your emotional state. You realize that true happiness comes from within, not from what you own or who you're with. By letting go of attachment, you free yourself from the emotional roller coaster of life's highs and lows. You can appreciate the present moment for what it is, without the anxiety of trying to hold on to it. 3. The principle of mindfulness, sati. Mindfulness, or sati in Buddhism, is the practice of being fully present in the moment. So often we're caught up in thinking about the past or worrying about the future. We're physically present but mentally absent, and this disconnect leaves us vulnerable to stress, anxiety, and frustration. When you cultivate mindfulness, you train yourself to stay grounded in the present moment. You become aware of your thoughts, feelings, and surroundings without getting swept away by them. Mindfulness allows you to observe your emotions as they arise without reacting impulsively. Instead of being controlled by your feelings, you start to understand them, allowing you to respond with clarity and calmness. This practice is a game changer because it teaches you to be an observer of your thoughts rather than a victim of them. And once you master mindfulness, life's challenges lose their power to overwhelm you. 4. The principle of compassion, karuna. Compassion, or karuna, is another cornerstone of Buddhist teachings. At first glance, you might wonder how compassion can protect you from being affected by life's challenges. But here's the thing, compassion isn't just about feeling empathy for others, it's also about extending that same kindness to yourself. When you're compassionate, you recognize that suffering is a part of life. You understand that everyone, including yourself, experiences pain, disappointment, and loss. This awareness creates a deep sense of connection with others and reduces feelings of isolation. More importantly, it helps you approach your own challenges with self-compassion rather than self-criticism. By practicing compassion, you soften your heart towards yourself and others. You become less judgmental, more understanding, and ultimately less affected by negativity. 5. The principle of right speech, samavaka. The words we speak have a profound impact on our lives and those around us. In Buddhism, right speech is one of the key elements of the Noble Eightfold Path. It encourages us to speak truthfully, kindly, and with purpose. When you practice right speech, you refrain from gossip, lies, and harmful words. Why is this so important? Because the way you communicate directly influences your mental state and the energy you attract. Negative or dishonest speech creates tension, conflict, and emotional baggage both for you and others. On the other hand, when you speak with honesty and kindness, you cultivate a peaceful and harmonious environment, which in turn shields you from emotional turmoil. In a world full of noise, learning to speak with intention helps you maintain your inner peace, no matter what others are saying or doing. 6. The principle of equanimity, upekkha. Equanimity or upekkha, is the practice of maintaining mental calmness and composure in the face of pleasure or pain. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, it means not being swayed by them. Life will always present you with ups and downs, but equanimity allows you to navigate both with balance and grace. The key to equanimity is understanding that both pleasure and pain are temporary. When something good happens, you don't get overly excited, and when something bad happens, you don't get overly upset. You remain centered, knowing that everything will pass. By cultivating equanimity, you develop a mental fortress that can't be easily shaken by external events. You become less reactive, more thoughtful, and ultimately more resilient in the face of life's challenges. 7. The principle of karma, action and consequence. The law of karma is one of the most well-known Buddhist principles. Simply put, karma refers to the concept that our actions, whether physical, verbal, or mental, have consequences. Positive actions lead to positive outcomes, and negative actions lead to suffering. When you understand karma, you realize that you have control over your life through your actions. You stop blaming others or external circumstances for your misfortunes and start taking responsibility for your own well-being. This empowers you to make conscious choices that lead to positive outcomes, both for yourself and others. The beauty of karma is that it puts the power back in your hands. By acting mindfully and ethically, you shape your own future and prevent negative circumstances from affecting you. 8. The principle of acceptance, khanti. Acceptance, or kshanti, is the practice of patience and tolerance in the face of difficulty. Life doesn't always go as planned, and the sooner you accept this, the less suffering you'll experience. Resistance to what is, whether it's a difficult situation, a challenging person, or an unwanted outcome, only creates more tension and frustration. When you practice acceptance, you stop wasting energy fighting against reality. You start focusing on what you can control, your response. Instead of resisting life's challenges, you learn to adapt and flow with them, which greatly reduces your stress and anxiety. Acceptance doesn't mean passivity, it means acknowledging the situation as it is, and then responding mindfully. By embracing acceptance, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering and learn to approach life with more ease and grace. 9. The principle of non-harm, ahimsa. Ahimsa, or non-harm, is a principle that encourages us to live in a way that causes the least harm to others physically, emotionally, and mentally. This isn't just about avoiding violence, it's about cultivating kindness and respect in all areas of life. When you practice non-harm, you create a ripple effect of peace and goodwill. You're less likely to get caught up in conflicts, drama, or negative interactions because you approach every situation with the intention of minimizing harm. This, in turn, protects you from the emotional turbulence that comes from hurting others or being hurt. Living a life of non-harm keeps your conscience clear and your mind at peace, making it harder for external situations to disturb your inner balance. 10. The principle of letting go, vimutti. Finally, we come to the principle of letting go, or vimutti. This is perhaps the most challenging principle to practice, but it's also one of the most liberating. Letting go doesn't just mean letting go of material possessions, it means letting go of ego, expectations, and the need to control everything. When you let go, you stop being attached to outcomes. You stop needing things to be a certain way in order to be happy. You learn to trust the process of life and allow things to unfold naturally. This doesn't mean you stop setting goals or working hard, it means you stop being emotionally attached to the results. Letting go brings a deep sense of freedom. When you're not clinging to expectations or trying to control everything, you become less affected by disappointment, frustration, or setbacks. You start living with a sense of ease, knowing that everything will work out as it's meant to. Conclusion. Incorporating these 10 Buddhist principles into your daily life will help you cultivate an unshakable inner peace. By embracing impermanence, practicing non-attachment, cultivating mindfulness, and applying compassion, you'll find that nothing in the external world has the power to affect you. Instead of being a victim of life's circumstances, you'll become the master of your own mind. Remember, these principles aren't just intellectual concepts, they're meant to be lived and practiced. The more you integrate them into your life, the more resilient, calm, and centered you'll become. And when you reach that state, you'll realize that nothing, no matter how chaotic or challenging, can truly affect you. Thank you for watching, and may these teachings guide you on your journey to inner peace and freedom.